Hey guys, welcome to Questions and Kramswers. The first question I'm going to tackle today is actually pretty old, and I apologize to the person who asked it. But this is from ItsJustEvil, and the question is, any experiences of blatant racism? And unfortunately, yes, I do have a story where I felt discriminated against. I was in Shinjuku one night with my wife. She wasn't my wife then, but she is now. And we were walking around trying to find a little shop to go eat in, like a little ramen shop or yakitori shop or, something like that. Something really small and hole in the wall in one of the back alleys or something like that. So we're walking around and we find this place. It's a horumon yaki restaurant, which is like, actually in the yakiniku video from way back, one of the older episodes, I actually talk about horumon, and it's like the extra pieces of the animal, usually pig, like intestines and stuff like that, and it's grilled. So we wanted to go to this restaurant. We walk in, and as soon as we walk in the door, the lady, the hostess there, she turns to the chef who's in his little window, and he kind of shakes his head to her a little bit and turns back to us, and she kindly leads us back outside. And I was looking at the clock and wondering if they were closing soon or what the deal was. I wasn't exactly sure why this was happening. But then right behind us, a Japanese couple walked in and saw what had happened to us and asked the woman in Japanese, "Is everything all right? Can we come in?" And the woman was like, "Oh, yes, please come in." So she very specifically told us that we could not come in as, foreigners. Apparently, that's what it seems like it was anyway. But then let a Japanese couple walk in right behind us. So that's really my only racism story that I have. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. It kind of ruined my wife's night. It kind of bothered her a lot. But for me, in a world where there is so much racial discrimination, as a middle-class white male who grew up in the United States, I've never really run into that personally, on a personal level. I've never run into an attack personally. So, not to demean any of those terrible things that happen in the world, but on some level I'm kind of glad I have that experience now, to know what it feels like to be turned away just because I'm different. It wasn't fun or anything. I didn't like it, but it's, like everything else, it's an experience. My next question comes from gilldoom. He or she says, "Hey Kram, hey, could you make a video about unique places to go to and what made you move to Japan?" The first part of your question, I really, really wish I could tell you some unique places to go, but pretty much everywhere I've been, there is a video of it. So if it's really that unique, then, I make videos. So just go back through my back catalog of videos and, those are the places that I want people to see. Go check those out. The second part of your question, what made you move to Japan? When I answer this question, I always feel really naive. The desire to go to Japan was based on what became a matured and educated idea of what Japan was. But it didn't start that way. It started with me watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami after school when I was in 7th grade. And from there, it became me watching more anime on TV. And then it became me buying anime DVDs and buying anime soundtracks and, listening to Japanese music from there, and then watching Japanese live action films, and then becoming interested in the history of Japan and learning about the different eras and about the samurai and the shogunate and, all of the wonderful things that I now know about Japan. Was just kind of a process of learning. And at no point in that process was I discouraged or decided that maybe Japan wasn't as cool as I thought it was. It was like every single thing I learned made Japan that much better. Back in 2006, I visited Japan for a month. I stayed with a family. I stayed with the woman who is currently my wife and her friend from school, a Japanese girl. We stayed with her family in Shizuoka Prefecture. And that experience changed my life. At that moment, I knew that I could live here and that I wanted to try to come back here as often as possible. And I started exploring opportunities to get out here and to work and to live and to make somewhat of a life in Japan. But I just know that I'm enjoying it right now and that it was the right decision to make. So, if you have to trace it all back to one thing, I could say that I'm in Japan because of Dragon Ball Z. And I'm sure that would make Toriyama Akira really happy, maybe, if he likes foreigners. But to everyone else, that sounds like, wow, you're really naive about what Japan is. And I'm not really. I promise I'm not. But, it all started from something quite simple and then became something quite beautiful. It's my appreciation of Japan and my love of Japan is matured now, and it's quite real. And I'm here, so it kind of proves it on some level. But yeah, that's what made me move to Japan. So those are the only 2 questions I've got for today. If you have a question that you would like to ask, please leave a comment under this video, or you can tweet me by mentioning my username, DustyCramCram, and ask me the question there. Or you can email me at craminjapan@gmail.com. Either one of those ways will get a message to me, and I will try to throw your question into the next Questions and Kramswers segment. Until next time, later guys.
Thank you for watching.